All right, here we go with page 2. Jumping right in. Another right triangle here. So again, we're looking for an angle. So the right angle, hypotenuse is across from it. So here's the hypotenuse. This is opposite, and this is adjacent. We don't have anything for opposite. So we're looking at adjacent and hypotenuse. We're looking at cosine. So the cosine of x equals 6.5 over 10. So inverse cosine of 6.5 over 10 gives me 49.4. So angle measures again to the nearest whole number, so 49 degrees. All right. Number 12. Hypotenuse is here. With respect to 40, 12 is opposite, and adjacent has nothing. So we're using sine here of 40 equals opposite is 12 over x, which is the hypotenuse. First time we've had x on the denominator. A lot of people are still messing this up. You don't multiply by 12 here. You multiply by x, and that gives me x sine 40 equals 12, and now I have to divide by the sine of 40. So 12 divided by the sine of 40 gives me 18.66, which is just 18.7. Okay. 13, hopefully you notice right away, does not have a right angle. I cannot use just regular trig here because it's not a right angle. But we now have tools that allow us to do that, to define C in this problem. Law of sines is what we're going to have to use. So it's going to take a little more space here, so I might kind of use what's over here on 14, the space over there. I'll erase it in a little bit. So I'm going to use law of sines because I have an angle and the side opposite. So I'm going to say 27 over the sine of 95 equals, I have 16 as another side, but what's the angle across from 16? Angle B. So sine of B. Kind of an indirect way, we are looking for C, but I don't have any information to help me with C. All right, cross multiply. I'm going to get 16 sine 95 equals 27 sine of B. Divide by 27. I get the sine of B is equal to that whole thing. I'm going to type that whole thing in the calculator. So 16 sine 95. I hit enter. I get 15.93. Not going to clear anything. I'm going to hit divided by 27. I get 0.59. And now I'm going to do the second sine, so the inverse sine of that number. So if you don't remember, it's second. The negative button gives you the previous answer. So you're not dealing with any rounding right now. You get angle B is 36 degrees. That's not what we're looking for, though. Angle B is 36. We're looking for C. Now I can find angle C by doing 180 minus 95 minus 36. You get 49 for angle C, and now I can find the side C. Sine of 49 over C equals, and I'm going to use the unrounded version, so that would be the one that I started with, so sine of 95 over 27. Cross multiply, I get C sine 95 equals 27 sine 49. Divide by the sine of 95. Like I said, a lot of space needed to do your work. 27 sine 95, 49. Hit enter. Divided by sine of 95. Hit enter again. We have C already by itself, so we're basically done. 20.5 is what I get for C. Okay. That's it for 13. I'm going to go ahead and clear it all. And let's do 14. 14, you have a choice. You can do 32 or 58. They're both there. We haven't done cosine much, so I'm going to go ahead and do cosine. I'll use 32. So the cosine of 32 equals 8 over x. You could have said sine of 58 equals 8 over x. Either one would have been okay. Multiply by x, I get x cosine 32 equals 8. And now I'm going to divide by cosine 32. 8 divided by cosine 32 gives me 9.4. All right. 15 and 16. 15 is just finding an angle again. Hopefully you're good on finding which trig function to use, but tangent of x. By the way, if you're not good at that, go back to the previous problems and watch those again. All right, so x equals inverse tan of 7 over 6. So 17 divided by 6 is 49 degrees. Okay, done with number 15. On to 16. Looks like law of cosines. A lot of people fall for that trick and think that it's law of cosines, but we can actually find that third angle very easily. 180 minus 51 minus 41 gives me 88, and that's what I need to do the law of sines. Now I can do sine of 88 over 17 equals the sine of 51 over x. Cross multiply, you get x sine 88, 17 sine 51. By the way, hopefully you saw that there's no right angle here, so you can't use regular trig. I knew straight to go straight to the law of cosines or law of sines. Kind of working as I talk. And I saw that I could find that third angle, and now I have an angle on the side opposite. I'm using law of sines. Sorry, getting you caught up on what I did in my head there. So x equals 17 sine 51 divided by sine of 88. Gives me 13.2. And I'm done. That's all I needed to do on that one. Okay. Let's see. All right, 17, looking for an angle. Looks like there's a right angle there. We don't know that that's a right angle. We can actually prove that it's not. But we're looking for x. That's going to be law of cosines. So this one, again, is going to take up a lot of space for work. I'm looking for this. So the side that's going to be by itself is the side that's opposite x. So it's going to be 16 squared equals the other two sides squared and added. Almost looks like Pythagorean theorem. Minus 2 times those two sides again, times the cosine of the angle that we're looking for, so cosine of x. All right, now you got to do all the work. Can't just type this one in the calculator. So 16 squared is 256. 8 squared is, you could do this, 8 squared plus 22 squared. I'm going to go ahead and do that and just say that's 548. Minus 2 times 8 times 22 is 352. Notice I did not put those together. Don't fall for that mistake. Subtract 548 from both sides. I get negative 292. So I'm going to kind of jump down here. Equals negative 352 cosine of x divided by negative 352. And now you're going to do the inverse cosine of that number. So inverse cosine of negative 292 divided by negative 352. And you get 33.9 or 34 degrees. Right. Last one has two parts. Last one for this video has two parts. It is a right triangle, so that's good. We can use our trig, our regular trig. I'll go A first with 22. A is adjacent. 30 is the hypotenuse. So we're looking at the cosine of 22 equals A over 30. Multiply both sides by 30. I get 30 cosine 22 gives me 27.8. Now to b. B is going to be the sine of 22 equals b over 30. Multiply both sides by 30. 30 sine 22 gives me 11.2. Okay, and that's the end of this video. Next page will be the next video.